Hey everyone, Coach Mark here, and I would like to share with you this week a quote that I just recently came across. The quote goes like this: "The best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing is the wrong thing. And the worst thing is nothing." And that's from Teddy Roosevelt. Let me repeat that. The best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing is the wrong thing. And the worst thing is nothing. And once again, that's Teddy Roosevelt. And the reason why I bring up that quote is because I see so many people get so stuck in trying to figure out what is the right thing for them to do next, and they end up not doing anything at all. And that's like absolutely the worst thing possible, because what you end up doing is letting so much time pass by, right? Trying to figure out what the right strategy is, trying to figure out the exact way that you're supposed to do something. And guess what? You're never ever going to figure out the exact proper way to do something. The way that you figure out the exact proper way of doing something is by doing it and making the mistakes and then correcting course, right? It's like you're at your house and you're trying to figure out how to get to, if you're on the East Coast, you're trying to get to California, and you don't know which streets are going to be blocks. You don't know which streets you're going to have detours. You just have to get out on that journey, and you just got to start moving forward. And then you might get to a particular street in, let's say, Louisiana, and this street is out. And then you say, okay, this street is out. I got to try to figure out a way around it. And you might go off on the side a little bit, have a little detour, right? But you'll get eventually back on track. But if you wait till all the streets are perfectly aligned and there's no traffic, guess what happens? You'll stay stuck and you don't go anywhere. And it's just a shame to me. It's just really, really a shame to me that it takes like something crazy to happen in someone's life for them to really just start moving forward, you know. And I just really want to encourage and motivate and inspire everyone that has an opportunity to watch this video. Don't wait for anything. Just make up your mind that you're going to move forward, and all you have to know is just how you're going to take the next step. You don't have to have the whole route already planned out. You don't have to have everything laid out in front of you, exactly every single move. All you need to know is what you're going to do, what your next step is going to be. So in my power and a half hour call that I did this week, number 78, Stand Up, I talk about this comedian named Quincy Jones, right? Not the famous music producer. It's a comedian out of LA. This is a guy that was in Seattle, and 4 years ago, he left Seattle and moved to LA to pursue his dreams of being a comedian. So this guy, I want to say it was July 3rd, 2015, ended up getting the call that just like completely changed his life. He got a call from his doctor stating that he had stage 4 cancer, right? Now, this guy at this point in time, and this was a guy that was still working his dream pretty hard, right? I read that in 1 year, in the course of 1 year, this guy did 1,000 comedy shows, which is like absolutely amazing. That averaged out to about 3 shows a day. Can you imagine that? This guy was really working hard towards his dream. And it's such a shame that, this guy would have cancer, because this guy was like really actually trying to live his dream out and working really, really hard and not wasting his life. And I don't think anybody should die or anybody should get cancer or anything, but it's just really sad to me when you see a guy like this that is actually, he's not wasting his life away, actually working extremely hard towards accomplishing his goal or his dream or whatever, and ends up getting this stage 4 cancer, right? And at this point in time, he could have easily have decided that he was just gonna, just sit it out and just wait till life just took him, right? But he decided that that's not what he was going to do. So he worked even that much harder towards accomplishing his dream and leaving his legacy in the comedy world, right? And fortunately, he had some really, really great friends that decided to do this Kickstarter campaign to raise enough money so that they could film his comedy special so he would be able to leave a legacy, right? He would be able to leave his comedic legacy. And, their goal was to only raise about $4,900. The friends that were actually raising the money for him, they knew how to do some of the video production work. So a lot of the costs were going to be ultimately, just a lot of the costs they weren't going to have to worry about. People were volunteering their time and equipment and whatnot, but there were certain fixed costs that they just couldn't get around, and certain people that they still had to pay. So all they needed to raise was $4,900, and fortunately, they were able to raise over $50,000, you know, and they were able to record this guy's comedy special. Actually, it was done on April 4th, right? So, and fortunately for the guy, again, once again, while he was on the Ellen DeGeneres show, he gathered so much momentum and press and whatnot that HBO decided that they were going to actually not film, but air his comedy special, right? So this guy is going to get an opportunity to live out his lifelong dream and, have a comedy special, not only just have a comedy special, but have it air on HBO. And, for me, I definitely think that there's a purpose in everything happening. So a lot of times when people end up leaving this earth a little early, some people, don't understand why it happens like that or whatever. But you know what? I don't want this guy to die in vain, right? And he definitely isn't going to die in vain, because he's going to have the opportunity for his comedy special to air. And he was able to do, probably thousands of shows and leave his comedy, leave a little piece of himself with all the audience that came to listen or watch him or whatever, right? But I want you guys to draw something from this experience that, don't wait until the doctor calls you with some grim outlook for your life before you decide to go ahead and to step it up and to really work towards making something happen in your life. Because each and every single one of us, and it's different for all of us. Some of us, we may have a desire to make a whole lot of money. Some of us, we want to make some sort of change in some area, maybe help some children out, maybe help some group out that we're passionate towards. It doesn't matter what it is, right? It doesn't matter. Everybody wasn't meant to be super rich, although I talk about money a lot all the time. But everybody was put here on this earth to, in my opinion, to cause some sort of a change or to make this world a little bit better before they leave. And don't wait until it's the end of your time, because guess what? You may not even get that call that it's that you have a year left. There's a lot of people that in their minds, they said, one day I'm going to work towards whatever it is that I want to do. One day I'm going to really make it happen. And that day never ever comes for them. They get into a car accident. Maybe they had a heart attack, whatever happened, and they never ever get the opportunity. And I'm challenging you to not be one of those people. Make up your mind, even if it's, I'm not saying go out and quit your job right now and work towards your passion. You do what you feel is the best thing and the right thing for you to do. But even if you have a full-time job, even if you have obligations, you could still put in some time to work towards whatever it is that you want to do, whatever, leaving your mark here on this earth. And I truly challenge each and every single one of you listening or watching me right now to make up your mind that, you don't have to have the whole course of everything that you want to do all completely mapped out. But you will make up your mind that this week you're going to go ahead and at least take the first step towards getting closer to whatever it is that you desire to do. Because trust me, you don't want for your time to have expired here on this earth and you weren't able to contribute in a way that you know that you can contribute. Just remember this quote: the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing is the wrong thing. And the worst thing is absolutely nothing. I think the most important part of this is the next best thing you can do is the wrong thing. Because guess what? By doing the wrong thing, that's how you figure out what the right thing to do is. And the absolute worst thing that you can do is nothing. Always remember that. Stay strong. And like I said, make up your mind that you're going to move towards whatever it is that you want to do in this life. Make sure that you leave your mark. All right? Thank you much. And until next week.